what is soil profile. So before learning about the soil profile, we must know what is soil. The uppermost layer and the first layer in the earth is soil. And this is visible to our naked eyes. This has many essential minerals that is very crucial for the growth of the plant. Next, we must know what is soil profile. So, soil profile is nothing but the layers of the soil which can be easily identified by their color and texture. As we go vertically down, we can see many types of colors of the soil with different chemical composition, and this is known as soil profile. Next, we have few types of soil profile and like topsoil, subsoil and the parent rock. This is parent material given over here. This is the subsoil and this is the topsoil area. Next, layers of soil, we have studied it like this is all just a basic thing. If we go deeper, we have some few interesting things. Let's see about this. The soil scientists, also known as pedologists, have identified an exciting way to determine the soil profile. So the scientists have given few names to all these different soil profiles or the soil layers with different colors you can see over here. So these are nothing but O, A, B, C and A. Sometimes it is noted that the top layer gets eroded. Yes, of course, we learn or we just heard about a topic known as soil erosion. It is nothing but getting eroded of the topmost layer of the soil due to few factors like wind or rain. This takes off the first layer of the soil. As surface horizon, B is the subsoil and C is the substratum. Again, soil profile consists of an organic coat at the surface O. So surface O is nothing but the topmost layer and this has few organic materials in it. And this surface provides the soil with all natural minerals. I have said that the soil has essential minerals for the growth of the plants and these natural minerals are produced by this O layer. Next, let us see about each of the layer over here. So firstly, let us see about O horizon. This is an organic material which consists of dry leaves, small rocks, fallen trees. So we have already seen that this is a organic material. And other organic material that can be, which are all decomposed, turns out into the organic material that's helpful for soil. So it has about 20 to 30% of the organic matter in it. The color of the soil is generally black brown and dark brown. That is nothing but so darker in color. We can see it is O horizon. This color or this dark color is due to the organic matter present in the soil. A horizon, this consists of organic material but not the percentage that in the O horizon. And this A horizon is famously called as humus layer. It is the uppermost layer of the soil that consists of dark decomposed matter known as humus. So this A horizon has some specialty and its specialty is humus. Whereas O horizon has its specialty as the presence of large amount of organic matter in it. Next, E horizon. The letter E denotes the master horizon, which is the subsurface to all the layers of soil. It is present only in the forested regions. The color of the soil is light. This O horizon has a lighter color when compared to O and A, and this type of soil can be found in the forested regions. That is, where we can see lot of trees. B horizon. B horizon is also known as subsoil because it is present below the topsoil. Since the soil means a B horizon is present below the topsoil, we call it as subsoil. It is the layer of the soil that absorbs all the rainwater that flows through the topsoil. So this layer is which captures the water into it, and this we will call it as moisture content, which we'll be studying in the upcoming slides. It accumulates the rain for further usage. It has humus, organic matter and soluble materials. So this has a mixture of humus, organic matter and soluble minerals. Okay, next it is C horizon. This layer consists of less weathered rocks and parent rocks. Actually, O horizon also consists of this organic matter which will be decomposed. Also, sea horizon has the same. It does not contain any organic substance, but it is also known as saprolite. Our horizon is the layer that has partially weathered rocks or unweathered rocks. It is also known to be the foundation or the base layer of the soil. Means you can say that this our horizon is the most bottom layer of the soil profile. You can find manganese, granite, limestone, and basalt in this layer. So few mineral rocks are found in this layer. So water in the soil is referred to as soil moisture. Water absorption in the soil is determined by various factors. It plays a major role in soil formation. So soil formation, this soil moisture plays one of the important role in soil formation. As a result of precipitation, water arrives at the surface. The particle size distribution of soil determines its porous nature and causes downward movement of water which is vertically, which is known as infiltration. So the water of course moves down. Water will not be stagnant upon the soil depending upon the porous nature. Porous is nothing but if soil is so close like this, there's no way for the water to get down, then the water cannot penetrate into it. Whereas if it have few spaces like this, then the water can easily go into the soil and settle at the bottom, so that whenever the soil is in need, can use this water again for its individual uses. And then this penetration continues deep in the layer of soil until it reaches saturation. So saturation is nothing but the very full extent, means the soil feels enough. Like that state, when the soil fills, then the penetration process stops down. See, if the water goes into this soil, let's take that the soil is still this level. So the whole water gets down over here. The water is here. So if there is no space between the soil and water, soil feels like, okay, I have enough water for now, so I do not need any more things. So then the soil will stop penetrating more and more water. Only that time the water will be stagnant upon. Next, we too have like types of soil moisture. These are also few important topics here. Gravitational water, hygroscopic water, chemically combined water, capillary water, atmospheric humidity. Gravitational water is the water reaches the soil due to the gravitational force. We all know that gravitational force acts this way. So of course water should move vertically down. So this gravitation also helps in the move down of water into the soil. This gravitational water feature is not available in the plants. Hygroscopic water feature is also not available in the plants. It is a thin film of water tightly held by the soil particles. So these soil particles hold the water tightly between the soil particles. Next, the chemically combined water. The chemical compounds present in the soil particles contain water. So few chemical compounds, or say like minerals, have water content in it. This is also known as chemically combined water. This feature is also not available in the plants. And capillary water. This water is available to the plants for absorption purpose. This water exists between the soil particles in small capillaries, small spaces or small gaps. Next comes the atmospheric humidity. The hanging roots of the epiphytes absorb the moisture in the air due to the presence of hygroscopic hairs and spongy vellum and tissues. So nothing but the roots of few plants will absorb this moisture content or water from the atmospheric air. Okay, now we have to know why is soil moisture important to study, and also what role does it play in the soil. Soil water carries food nutrients for the growth of plants. Of course, yes. Water carries the minerals and food nutrients to the all over the parts of the plant. Soil moisture content determines the yield of the crop in a region. We of course need water for a better growth of the plants, and this is crucial in maintaining soil's temperature. So soil moisture acts as nutrients. Of course, water is not a null substance which does not have any kind of nutrients. Water to have few nutrients which is not sufficient, but it can help out the plant to have few nutrient requirements. This is important for soil formation. Moist soil is ideal for the growth of many plants that demand a huge supply of water. Rice, we all know that rice needs a lot of water for growth. So this moisture content might help the rice plant to grow well. Soil moisture catalyzes biological activities of microbes in the soil. Enzymatic reactions which means the enzymes enhance the reaction, catalyzes the reaction. The same way the water in the soil can catalyze the biological activities of microbes that is present in the soil. Water is a primary need for photosynthesis in plants. We all know this. Next, how can we measure the soil moisture? Okay, so tension meters. This measures the tension of the soil moisture. Here itself, the name says that tension meters means this measures the tension of the soil moisture. They are inserted into the soil to the depth of the plant root zone. So the plant has roots, right? So here these are inserted into the plant depth of the plant root zone. The readings obtained in the tension meters indicate the availability of water in the soil. Next is the electrical resistance blocks. These consist of two electrodes connected to lead wires. There are two electrodes connected to the lead wires, and the electrodes are embedded in the blocks of porous material. I have said the soil has some porous material. Here these are embedded over here. It is used to measure soil water tension. This is also used to measure the soil water tension. Okay, next is the time domain reflectometer. That is also known as short formly TDR. It is used to determine the soil moisture content. Steel rods are placed in the soil and electrical signals are sent through them. If this is the soil and we have steel rods among them, and a few electrical signals are sent through this. So these electrical signals present in them return few signals back to them. So these signals say how much water content is present in this. That is what the function of time domain reflectometer. This is a small example. Okay, so soil profile. It's for now, that's it. For this PDF file or PPT file, you can refer the comment section or in the description box. So we'll meet with the next video. Thank you.